am back with another Phantom video setup guide. And today we're going to be talking about the Nike Dunk High Syracuse. So first things first, I know it's been a while since my last video, but I am back and I will be doing more videos to help you guys cop more shoes. Especially since we got the Nike Dunk High Syracuse tomorrow, as well as the Nike Dunk Low, the black and whites, and the Nike Dunk Low, I believe this is orange pearl. Alright, so lots of dunk coming out tomorrow. You also got a couple of new Air Jordan 1s coming up pretty soon, so lots and lots and lots of shoes coming up. So first things first, Phantom, we're currently at version 0.52.2. As you guys know, we are working on 1.0. I know you guys heard it many times. And as you guys can imagine, whenever we have an update for you, Connor is definitely posting that on announcements. Definitely trying to do that every week if possible. But guys, you need to remember, if we have time to, if we want to decide on, putting time on putting together an update for you guys, or putting time towards 1.0, obviously it's going to go towards 1.0. But just know that we're always going to be trying to keep you guys updated as much as possible. All right. But yeah, very exciting. Can't wait for that to start to roll out. Which we'll have announcement for you in the future once we're ready. All right, let's go back to the release. So as of right now, it's about 2 o'clock Eastern time. It looks like it's only loaded on FootLocker and FootLocker Canada. And it looks like, it's only kid sizes right now. I think it's sizes 4 all the way through 7. And again, anything can change from now to, tomorrow. So, be sure to refer to your cook group. Be sure to refer to Discord for any new update information that might be there. But as of right now, I'm just going to be talking about FootLocker and FootLocker Canada because that's what seems to be loaded. All right, so we're going to go to FootLocker. For the region, you're going to want to select the one that you want. So either US or Canada. For the SKU, for this one is B2179100. So that's what I type here. Sizes is super simple, right? If you want to run for random, select random, and what's going to happen is Phantom will choose a random size, when it does its thing. If you want to choose a specific size, 3.3, 4, well, you can't do 3.5 because there's no 3.5, but 4, 4.5, 5, etc. Choose the size that you want. If let's say you want to do multi-size, right? Let's say, hey, I want to do sizes 4 to 6, right? Then you would just go here, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6. Make sure there's no spaces in between the commas, and make sure you only use the decimal point when it's a half size, all right? That's how you know you're doing it correctly. Quantity is exactly what it is. So this, if I say 5, basically I'm saying, hey, make me 5 different tasks. That's what it means. If I do 10, then it's 10 different tasks. And again, this is just an example. You can do as many tasks or as little as you want. Profile is exactly as it is too. So if you want to use a specific profile, you just select that one profile, click create, and then it'll do that. If you want to run all your profiles, let's say I have 5 different test profiles here. If I want them to create a task for each one, if I want them to create 5 tasks for each one I have, click here, click create, go to my task, and that's where it is. See, right here? Well, this is the first one I had done before. But right here, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it does it for me 5 times. Super simple. And then last but not least is the proxy list. All right, so proxy list, you can either do none, which uses your local host. What that is basically is using the IP of your actual connection, whatever internet provider that you use. Definitely don't recommend doing that for a lot of tasks. Maybe one. If anything, you definitely don't want to do that. Default list is the list that is in your proxy right here, if you haven't made a list. And then if you made your own list, say for example, you have 3 different proxy providers and you want to separate all the different lists, then that's where you could do that. All right. Ignore the PayPal checkout. They no longer do PayPal checkout, so we click this, it's an instant L. So don't click on PayPal checkout. And then, like I said, once you're done, you do that. This is what you get right here. Super simple. And then if you're in Canada, you're basically doing the same exact thing. Just changes to CA and just fill in the information just like I mentioned, and that's it. Alright, so let's talk about different features, right? In terms of delays, nothing's changed. You want to run a low to mid delay, so that's about 1500 to 5000. You want to start your task about 15 minutes before the product goes live. Proxies, you can either use data center, you could use ISPs, or use residentials. So the thing is, me personally, I use ISPs. That's just what I use. You could use data center, but honestly, ISP seems to do better. But again, you can do whatever you like to. Residential, I know a lot of people also use residential as well. Just know that I think if it's like permaqueue or I think once they have captions and whatnot, I think that's where you may burn a lot of data. So just be careful when you use residential because that could burn a lot of data depending on what protection the first site put out there. All right. Cookies, the goodness about cookies is no longer needed because we do all that for you on the back end. And that's really it. Super, super, super simple. Don't overthink it. A couple of recommendations I always tell you is don't put all your eggs in one basket. For your proxies, try a couple of different proxy companies. Try two or three, and see which ones works the best for you. You have to, a lot of people think, all right, if I just find out what the perfect setup is and just copy that setup, then, I'm just gonna copy. But that's not the case. Just because I have a setup that works for me, it may not work for you. Like that's kind of the beauty, and also I guess the otherness of botting. It's kind of like art and science. The science is, the basic. This right here, what I'm showing you, this is the science. Like you have to do it. But then the art is, trying different things, using different, proxy providers. And again, proxies are different too. You have ISP proxies, so you have Sprint and Cox and Verizon, many, many different types and different providers too, right? Then you have residential, and residential is basically is slower proxies, and it also shares the same pool with other people too, so it may not be as private. And then DC data center, they're super fast, but they're easy to get banned. In my opinion, ISP is kind of like the best of both worlds. It's like you get the speed of data center, but then you kind of get the, I won't say exclusiveness, but it's like it's not as easy to get banned compared to DC. It kind of has like the same feature as a residential, where it's a little more trustworthy. All right. So like I said, proxy is one thing you can definitely mess around with to see what works best for you. Whether it's DC, whether it's ISP, whether it's residential, try all the different ones, try different providers to see what works best for you. All right. Profiles are important too. The good thing about foot sites, only foot sites, right? This doesn't go to Shopify or whatnot. The good thing about foot sites is that I don't think they really PV too much. I'm sorry, correction. They PV a lot. But in terms of your profiles, you can actually keep your address one the same because I think they only having a unique credit card, having a unique email. How do you think about that one? Unique email and having a unique phone number. So phone number is super simple, right? Phone number just use the area code from where you're from. So if I'm in New York, you know, 212-917, like those are my area codes, right? Use those area codes and then randomize the next 7 numbers so that looks like your real number. Credit cards is tough, right? Because you can only get so many different credit cards. You could do VCCs, you could do privacies, you could do all the different types, but I think companies are getting smart, knowing which ones are virtual and which ones are hard cards, and the hard cards always do better. Okay, and then um, email. Well, email. People ask, can I use a cash draw? Can I use Gmail? And honestly, I use Gmails just because I think they're more trustworthy. But once I run out of Gmail, so I do have a cash jar. And what I do is I just do first name and last name of whatever I use in my profile for each one, and they're always different. And I do first dot last at whatever my cash jar is.com, and that's really it. All right, so went on a little longer than I would like, but just wanted to kind of give you guys some tips on the back end in terms of what you guys can do, And honestly, everything I tell you, you just have to experiment. Try things out, see what works, see what don't. I mean, some of the best chefs out there, they probably did this for a really long time before they found their secret sauce. Not the secret sauce, but their secret sauce. All right, so let's keep at it. All right, guys, that's it for now, and yeah, I should have 2 more videos for you pretty shortly. All right, guys, good luck, and see you tomorrow.